Yeah, and more astronauts for the United States have come from the Naval Academy than any other institution. And American wearing its black uniforms, which they debuted and have used occasionally this year. So back in black at home for the Eagles, hoping to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2014. For Navy, looking to get there for the first time since back-to-back bids in 1997 and 98. Elijah Stevens launching and landing three. And Mo, for him to have a big game against Navy would be massive. The Mids put a net over him in both of the regular season wins.
Third-team All-Patriot League selection, and that's a good start. Set up by Matt Rogers. Difficult guard in the perimeter. Shot fake and drive and dish.
Jordan Pennick, tough take for Navy. Can't get it. Ball out to Stevens. And the senior from Waco, Texas, has speed. Greg Jones puts it on the deck over Draper, offline, and Kehoe, tallest player on the floor there at 6'10", from Montvale, New Jersey, with an easy board.
American, obviously, great home court advantage here, but also a veteran group. 2 graduate students, a senior and a sophomore. Veteran group and a deep group. They will go 10 deep for Dwayne Simpkins tonight.
13-5, tied Bucknell for the regular season crown. Bison had the tiebreaker to get the top seed. And another turnover. Stevens inspired here early. Leaves off. Colin Smalls with a left hand. Eagles able to push the pace and make American pay. 5-0 here. And now offensive foul against Navy as you've got Greg Jones down underneath the bucket. There you see the turnover.
Yeah, quick run out here, and again, great start early for American, a 3, and then an easy basket in transition.
Again, so Jordan Pennick coming back to the bench. Contact, saw Jones down on the ground. And the officials, I believe, going to go to the monitor and at least discuss this first and potentially review about a flagrant foul. We'll see. Our crew, Mike Nardone, Vasily Malios, Josh Anderson, Ed DeChellis. And you heard in Kiana's report, kind of stay on task here and understand the atmosphere and do what we've done all year. Yeah, you saw that shot underneath.
One offensive. The last play is under review.
So they're going to take another look at that shot. You saw Jones go down in a heap.
Yeah, it looked like Pennick maybe with a push-off. Got a little frustrated there, a little holding and grabbing early. Obviously physical. You mentioned the crowd and the atmosphere. You see Pennick coming down here, and there's Jones with his back to us. And there's a push.
Was there a shot to the midsection? Hard to see from our angle. But you saw clearly the official calling an offensive foul. They're going to go and look and see if there's anything to raise the level of that to potential flagrant 1 or flagrant 2. But Mo, the energy here, again, a little bit different than what we might see in the regular season with all the high energy and expectation.
Great job by our camera crew there.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be something.
Yep. There's a swing there, which we couldn't see from our first angle, but great job by our guys in the truck and the top camera there, able to see the swing and the punch.
Be curious to see how the officials go about this.
Yeah, not a good start for Navy here, obviously. A 3, a transition basket, and then definitely going to be a flagrant foul.
And not a smart start for a guy, Jordan Pennick, that lit up American here in the last win. 6 of 8 from 3 for 22 points in the last month.
That could be a flagrant 2.
That's the question here.
I think that's what we're waiting to find out.
Yep, and that's what it's going to be. And Ed DeChellis is not going to like this call. It's going to be a flagrant 2, and Jordan Pennick, again, who had a massive game here just a few weeks ago, is ejected.
But, Jason, if you read the flagrant 2 description, which we had up on the screen there, it's exactly what just happened. I mean, literally exactly what happened. And, you know, obviously he's a terrific scorer for them, and unfortunate, obviously, way to start the game, and certainly not the way that Navy or Jordan
The call on the floor has been upgraded to a flagrant 2 foul. White 21 has been ejected.
Well, that is a massive game changer for a Navy team that has had better three-point shooting in stretches this year than they had in recent years, and the guy that leads them in made threes, Mo, is now out of this game after playing 92 seconds.
Yep, and the description of a flagrant 2 is exactly what just happened there. Unfortunate on a lot of levels. Certainly not the way Navy wanted to start this game.
And Greg Jones, second best free throw shooter in the league. The recipient on the receiving end of that gets to the free throw line, gets 2 free throws. Gets 1 of 2, but the lead is 6. Possession, but more importantly, second leading scorer and the best three-point shooter for Navy is gone for the game.
And Navy doesn't play a lot of guys, a little bit of a short bench, so they're going to have to go to their bench early and then probably find somebody else to come off there and give them some minutes. I like this move by Navy here, though, a little picking up full court, try to get their energy and enthusiasm back into this game.
Lysander Renstrom, one of just a couple of seniors that sees regular minutes for Navy, coming in to spell Pennick. You would expect him to see a lot more playing time in this game. Certainly capable of the veteran for the Mids. Corner look, Colin Smalls lights it up, and it's all AU. 9 straight to begin.
Great ball movement by American. Side, top side, make the defense move. American couldn't ask for a better start.
There's Manini attacking, kick out, Jinu Kim launching and landing 3. 8th best percentage-wise of the PatriotLeague at 40%. The sophomore from Overland Park, Kansas, gets the Mids on the board.
And a much-needed basket, but terrific drive and dish by Austin Benini.
Kim now defending on Smalls. Jones. There's Rogers. And again, how will Navy defend him out on the arc or when he knifes to the paint? And now trying to find and go back to Rogers. It's off of Navy. 4 left in the shot clock for the Eagles.
American off to a terrific start here, obviously offensively, and Matt Rogers has not even scored yet. So 4 on the shot clock. Look for him, something around the basket, or also Elijah Stevens coming back onto the court for the quick handoff.
Stevens whipped in for Rogers. He'll pull the trigger. Ripped out. 3 of 5 shooting thus far for AU.
Really important possession here for Navy. Try to take this crowd out of the game a little bit, get their confidence back after the big 3 from Kim.
Beniti in for Kehoe, who has been so consistent of late when getting shots off. Kick out for Kim, and another 3. Sophomore missed most of last year after having knee surgery, back with a vengeance. And second consecutive game, he's had multiple 3s.
And give Aiden Kehoe a lot of credit. American went to double. Somebody's going to be open. He took his time, made a great cross-court pass. Back-to-back 3s for Kim.
Speaking of good looks, Stevens on the inside of Jones, but overshot it. Kehoe tangling with Rogers. On the end line, and it's going to be Navy basketball. Matt Mayock going to step in for Colin Smalls. Matt Rogers, a grad student from Knoxville, Maryland. See Mayock getting his first action. And Rogers, one of 3 grad students, sticking around here with American. Rogers potentially maybe going somewhere else, but Dwayne Simpkins sold him on the idea of staying here. Use his contacts in D.C. to continue his future plans after basketball and continue his numbers to potentially play as a pro somewhere in the U.S. or around the globe. Kehoe backing people down. Kick out again. Inside for Donovan Draper, and he took a shot and called for a walk. Draper holding his head. 3rd turnover on the Mids. Yeah, normally the former football player would have a helmet to protect it.
Yeah, and he creates a little contact here, the elbow. Boy, this has been a physical game here early. 2 tough teams. As we mentioned in the open, 2 teams coming in here playing really well. Navy has won here twice. Despite Americans' 21-12 record, the Mids have A lot of comfort here in this gym.
Benini going for the steal. Mayock retreats. Lincoln Ball lost it out of bounds, so the first turnover of the game on AAU brings us to our first timeout. Well, after a flat start, Navy starting to get going. Colin Smalls helping AAU out to that 9-0 beginning. And then Ji-Nu Kim open and converting not once but twice. And the Mids hanging around as the Patriot League title game's underway.
A moment like this or this puts you in rare air. Getting there requires a whole other level of confidence. Not to mention the right equipment and the right training. And the pros who ascend to the top of their field, trust Werner, the official ladder of NCAA March Madness.
Kubota Orange Days delivers the savings you need for the life you love. Shop a wide selection of equipment at your local dealer, including America's #1 selling compact tractor. And get your perfect match delivered to your door. Designed for comfort and built for performance. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. Sales ending soon. Find your nearest dealer at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
TurboTax Free Edition. 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition.
When you want bedtime to be a good time.
Good night, sweetheart.
It matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed. Like booking the right rental car. Where's the rest of it?
Did you forget we had kids?
A friendly game staying friendly. Yo, chill, Granny.
It's a bank loan.
Or being alone during alone time. Yeah, that's not guaranteed. You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, the deals you want, and the service you deserve. Or we'll make it right. That's the AT&T guarantee.
American 9-6 advantage on Navy here early on in the Patriot League Men's Basketball Championship. A look at our keys to the game brought to you by Daisy Cottage Cheese Mo.
For Navy, crash the glass, 42 big rebounds in the semifinal against Bucknell and get to the free throw line. Austin Benini, well documented, 20 made free throws in the semifinal. And for American, make threes. They made one to start early. Colin Smalls got a second. And then most important, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, Matt Rogers. He's back here for his 5th year. He wants to lead this team back to the NCAA tournament. Ball needs to go through him.
Rogers greater than the U.S. Navy? Potentially.
That's great. Oh, what a great atmosphere in here. Terrific. See Rogers on the bench there, Jason. This team will go 10 deep for Dwayne Simpkins.
And you will see him get subbed in and out a lot. Dwayne Simpkins talks about the work he does in the defensive end. They want to rest him so he's fresh down the stretch. And so many times this year, you've seen Matt Rogers be impactful late in games for AU, and hoping he can do the same. Fouled out of the last meeting along with Greg Jones against Navy here towards the tail end of the regular season. Benini trying to get things going. Guarded now by Jeff Sprouse, who's checked in. Benini can't get it to go. And the rebound secured by Sprouse. Eric Michaels, freshman from Poughkeepsie, New York, in to spell Rogers now in the paint. And now Mayock trying to go down the baseline, stepped out, Navy ball.
Yeah, kind of some careless turnovers for American. Really patient the first couple possessions. You see Mayock was on the all-rookie team last year. Terrific freshman, but sophomore season has played real well of late, though, shooting the ball really well, coming off the bench. And Matt Rogers back in the game, as you mentioned, Jason.
Navy working against some pressure here from AU. Kim has it across the timeline. They'll get it to Benini. Crazy stat line for Austin Benini that last game. He was 2 of 12 from the floor and had 24 points. Again, 20 of 22 from the free throw line. But in the first half, he was patient. Set up his teammates with assists and then called his own number a lot in the second half. Getting Kim going, almost a third three. It pops out And Sprouse with control.
Another real nice pass by Aiden Kehoe. When the ball goes into the big fella, good things happen.
Rogers, Mo, as you alluded to, still hasn't scored. Now he has. Able to get it down off the window. Good for 17 per game in the Patriot League regular season.
Nice job by Matt Mayock there. Terrific bounce pass. You see Rogers, not only a good finisher, but great hands and catcher of the basketball.
6th all-time in scoring at AU. Top 10 in rebounds as well. On the inside, Benini going strong. Kehoe can't get it. And Stevens looking to use that super speed. He'll deal back. Rogers for 3. Long board out to Kim.
Roof was about to come off this place if that went in. Austin Benini, you mentioned it, Jason. Never seen a guy dominate a game, an entire game, by only scoring 2 made field goals.
Foul on Stevens, trying to stay with his opposite point guard.
Nice job here. Watch Mayock dribble. Nice dime bounce pass right back to Rogers. Terrific job keeping the basketball alive in his hand.
You mentioned Mayock not scoring as much, but Dwayne Simpkins says he's been making basketball plays. Again, aggressive, the right play, impactful in defense. But again, 10 points in the quarterfinal, 7 big points, 4 rebounds, and 20 minutes off the bench in the semi.
Yeah, and in that semi, Jason, 2 big made threes against Colgate.
AU by 5. Draper trying to go to Benini, and that's touched out.
I'll give Navy a lot of credit here. You know, after a tough start, both scoring and then unfortunate the flagrant 2 foul, they've really been able to kind of get the tempo back in this game and get themselves back in this game and really keep the crowd out of it from really exploding.
Renstrom will launch. Can't land 3. Rebound to Rogers. Wyatt Nausatis, freshman from Traverse City, Michigan, in for the first time in AU. Sloppy now matching Navy with 3 turnovers here in the early go. Eagles are clamoring for a tip. See if the officials are going to get some help here. That's still Navy ball. Coach Simpkins can't believe it. And it did look like it may have got off the hands of Draper.
I think so. There's Draper with the quick touch right there. Yeah, it is definitely off of Draper's hands last.
See if the mids can capitalize. Just 2 of 7 shooting thus far. Draper able to get that lay-in. Again, recruited to the academy to play football. Did so for the mids as a backup wide receiver in his plebe year. Then he had been recruited in basketball too. Switched over to hoops last year. Didn't play hoops competitively for about 1,000 days, but man, he's been so impactful the last 2 years.
Big threes in the semifinal. Nice mismatch there. Terrific pass by Nausatis. Matt Rogers really sitting down and taking advantage of the mismatch. And back to Draper, second best rebounder in the league. And his ability to make threes and score just makes maybe that much more difficult to guard.
Stands at 6'4", but plays a lot longer. And there's Benini draining the bucket. Close to 19 per game, top point getter in the Patriot League.
Went to high school in Texas, grew up in Florida, and I'll tell you what, some lift on that jump shot for Austin Benini.
Nausatis probes the baseline, over for Lincoln Ball. Drives to the lane, kick out. And it's Kim able to beat out his teammate Renstrom for the rebound.
Physical game here early on both ends. And that's just the way Navy wants it.
Physical game, but only 2 fouls called. Renstrom straight away, 3 too long. Draper looking for the rebound. Benini has it, rejected by Mayo. Energy pulsing through Bender Arena. The home team trying to ride it, but Austin Benini knows how to get to the bucket. He'll rise and rattle down 2, but Navy trailing by 3.
Dive into the biggest moments from the big dance with NCAA March Madness Bracket Breakdown, Sunday on CBS Sports Network.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on DealDash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
We're better together because I can talk about any subject with you.
We laugh so much together. They are my sisters. They celebrate my wins with me.
You make me a stronger woman, a stronger friend, and a stronger sister.
That's why we are better together.
This is the one. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. Because maintaining this space transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need. Call, click, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you need your sports news all the time,
we've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ gives you a snapshot of all the sports that matter to you. When you need your sports in a snap, find it on CBS Sports HQ. Streaming free anywhere you are.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Together we do more. By Daisy. Made from only milk, cream, and salt with 13 grams of protein. Only Daisy. And by Werner, the official ladder of NCAA March Madness. Reach new heights.
Now the two head coaches with NCAA experience, Ed DeChellis led East Tennessee State to the Big Dance 2003. Penn State, his alma mater, in 2011. Dwayne Simpkins played in 3 NCAA tournaments for Maryland, Sweet 16 in 94 and 95, and he's with Kiana.
Coach, you guys getting off to a fast start in this one, but how do you want to see these guys build upon that and also take advantage of those miscues by Navy?
We just got to continue. We can't turn the basketball over. We got to make sure we keep them off the glass. We've dodged some bullets with some open threes from them, a lack of communication on our part. Just got to shore those things up in order to continue to build our momentum.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Coach Simpkins, hometown guy, second season at the helm. Again, great player at DeMatha here in D.C. and then at Maryland, coached at St. Albans, Sidwell Friends, and then worked his way up the assistant coaching ranks and here at home. And, man, he's excited about just the buzz around the DMV.
Tell you what, it still looks like he could play a little bit, too. Great shape, so fun to be around him. Great energy and enthusiasm for this program. As you mentioned, high school coach right down the road and so much experience here. See Benini going hard to the rim there.
Then try to get it up and around. He's holding his head. Rogers driving through. Oh! Matt Rogers bringing the noise.
That's what he stuck around for the 5th year for. That brings the place to life. Matt Rogers.
Timeout, Navy. Matt Rogers says, I'm here. Yes, indeed. And the Eagles fans are too.
So we're down 34-0. Winning will be tough. That's why I brought in the ease specialist.
Right. Geico makes car insurance easy. With the Geico app, you can check your policy on the go and get access to 24/7 claim support.
Yeah! Let's make this easy!
You know, that felt a lot closer.
For car insurance made easy, get more with Geico.
15-10 American on top of Navy. Austin Benini at one end taking this shot. Oh, the hand to the face from Lincoln Ball uncalled.
Boy, this has been a physical game. There's been some missed calls, and this was no miss. What a finish by the big fella.
Rogers right down Massachusetts Ave.
That's a veteran play. First team all Patriot League selection. Preseason player of the year in the Patriot League. There's Austin Benini. You want to talk about a tough kid. Austin Benini is tough as they come. And he really got hit hard in the face there. Navy goes a little further into their bench.
Now the officials have let them play. Only one foul called on each team thus far. And again, two teams that have made some big noise this year in making free throws. Navy of late. And American all year. We'll see how that plays out as the game rolls on. Lincoln Ball cutting through. Another sweet assist from Stevens.
Lincoln Ball coming off 10 points in the semifinal, 5 for 8 from the field. the George Washington transfer is just the guy that does a little bit of everything for them.
Only scored double figures in 3 games all year, including the last 2. Draper with 3 big threes in the semifinal. Watches that attempt rattle out. American was up 9-zip. Navy closed the gap. The lead back to 7. Rogers step back 3. And Draper able to pull it in. Mike Woods been so effective of late of Navy, number 30 in white. And a look, too, at Carnegie Johnson, the sophomore from Greenwich, Connecticut. Backup point guard, running the attack with Benini on the bench.
Yeah, gave them a nice lift in the bench in the semifinal. Big 3 in the corner at Bucknell. He's going to have to play some minutes here. Give Benini a little rest.
Kehoe, doubled, kick, Johnson. Can't get the roll. Woods battling for it, and Rogers out of the scrum with it. 4th board already for Matt Rogers.
And this is a tough guard for Aiden Kehoe, 6'10", trying to guard Rogers out in the perimeter.
Hesitated, Smalls coming in, but Kehoe comes back and gets the stuff.
Terrific block by Kehoe. He is really working on the defensive end, typical of this Navy team.
Mids hit 4 of their first 9 shots, but are 0 of 6 from the floor since. Who can end the drought? Kehoe patient. Kim, baseline. Johnson to the paint. Maybe got away with a walk. Draper off glass. No. Kehoe rejected by Rogers.
You mentioned it, Jason. The officials are really letting them play in this championship game. Physical, every possession. Great team defense that time by American.
Yeah, the last time they played in Navy's win here, American, which is the team that commits the most fouls in the Patriot League, was called for 25 fouls in that game. Getting just 1 thus far. Rogers turning on Kehoe, and Lincoln Ball, who makes a living with taps to keep plays alive, turns it into 3. Smalls.
I think they may have a technical foul on Matt Rogers jawing with the bench. And he did it the possession before, and then he did it again. And I think the trail official caught it.
You're on it, Mo.
See how good my peripheral vision is. I still can make a few passes, Jason.
No, you know when players do bad things.
Yeah,
Coaches have
a knack. I have a knack for understanding that.
Hey, that guy, as you've seen, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. And again, you see Rogers on the left side of your screen after Smalls hits right in front of the Navy bench.
And it was also the second time that he did it. He got away with it the first time. I saw it, and he got away with it the first time, and he's over there apologizing to the official now. You know, this is one of those games, you know, the crowd is so into it. There's so much at stake. The NCAA tournament, chance to go to the big dance. Emotions can really get the best of you very quickly. Nice job, I think, by Dwayne Simpkins getting Matt Rogers a rest.
So Draper goes to the free throw line and converts. Matt Rogers, again, Dwayne Simpkins probably telling him to pipe down, and Matt's got that hands down signal.
Yeah, Benini back in for Navy. I like maybe going to Mike Woods here offensively. A little pick and roll with him up top. He's really crafty and creative on the offensive end for Navy.
Stevens there with the foul, and that's his second. And Elijah Stevens, all I need to say about him is when he was out 3 games with a concussion and a broken nose and missed another game with illness, Americans 0-4 without their starting point guard this year.
He can control the game. Played a lot of the season with a mask on, and another guy back for the 5th year, try to get back to the NCAA tournament.
Well, now he may be out for a little bit of a stretch. We'll see how AU goes without him. See how long he sits with the 2 here with 8+ left to go first half. Another one-and-done trip for Navy. And there's Mike Woods, just making plays every which way. Draper able to get inside and one. Midshipman fans in the house at Bender Arena like it. Navy trying to get going as you watch Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
At PenFed Credit Union, we help our members make the most of their personal finances so they can make the most of their dreams.
PenFed's got great rates for everyone.
When you'd rather enjoy the pool than clean someone else's.
Sweetie, get out of the pool.
It matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
Come on, let's go. Get off here. Touchdown! Woo! Mountain Dew!
It's your phone. With Verizon, trade in any phone in any condition.
Whole flight info from notes, send to mom.
And get the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus with AI and a watch and tab all on us. That's up to $1,900 in value. Only on Verizon.
Navy down 6, trying to claw its way back. Ed DeCellis catching up with Kiana Martin just moments ago.
Coach, you were down 9-0. You were able to close the gap. Also without one of your key players, how do you continue to keep momentum on both ends of the court without one of those star guys?
We just got to do what we do. He's not going to play. We'll play other guys. It's a physical game out here now, and we just got to continue to play with some physicality and execute offensively and defensively. Got to move on to the next play. That ain't changing. So we got other guys to play.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Ed DeCellis been doing this 3 decades as a Division I head coach. Most games coached as Navy men's basketball leader and coach of the year. Got his team to the Patriot League tournament final in 2022. Lost at Colgate, and they're back here again. He told us today, Mo, their shooter, the 6th time he's been in a conference tournament final, and told his team, hey, don't show me what you can't do. Show me what you can. Kind of do your job, stay in your lane. A little bit out of there with the issue with Pennick before, but the rest of the guys trying to be on task and work their way back in.
Yeah, veteran coach and veteran staff with Emmett Davis and John Perry on his bench, and Coach DeCellis has his team playing great basketball at the right time, as we mentioned, 5 in a row, and they've beaten this American team twice on this court this season. So they peaked at the right time, and they're in position, and they've kind of withstood a couple runs from American to get themselves back in the game, now down 5.
Coach says the game's the game. Fundamentals, rebounds, passing, defense, just the atmosphere is different. This team's settled in and hanging down 5.
Yeah, a little smaller lineup now. Kehoe out of the game. Mike Woods in the middle, little 2-3 zone for Navy.
And a foul defensively on the inside on Donovan Draper. You look at the history for Navy all time. Back-to-back there against Bucknell and Lafayette under Don DeVoe. And the losses, including that recent one in Colgate, part of 4 straight tournament title teams for Matt Langle and the Raiders. And American ending the run in the semifinals here of Colgate with all the dominance recently. Sprouse, long 3, rattles it down. Guy that's missed a good chunk of the year with an ankle issue, but he can deliver from deep when needed.
And that's exactly probably the shot you wanted if you're Navy, a contested long 3, but big time finish there for American when they needed a basket.
Eagles 4 of 8 from long range. On the drive, Benini can't finish, and it's Draper out of the pack with the offensive rebound. Navy leads the Patriot League 11-0 boards per game. Seven left to shoot. Benini off the screen, flies in, up, no bucket, hits the deck, and that is a typical Austin Benini play. Attack with no regard for his own safety.
Yeah, I mentioned, first of all, the three by Jeff Sprouse, and this is a deep, deep, deep three. You see him come all the way out there, and look how far out he shot that. That's probably the shot you want if you're Navy. But Austin Benini, I mentioned it earlier, Jason, never seen a guy be able to dominate a game only making 2 field goals as he did against Bucknell, and this is what he does so well. 20 points from the foul line in the semifinal.
Benini hits the first. For more on Austin Benini, let's go to Kiana.
So we had the chance to pick Austin Benini's brain on how he's able to craft up some of these foul opportunities. He said it's been something he's been doing since high school. He said he's learned to pick up little tricks and habits of opposing players, and he's learned how to take advantage, not paying attention to someone not paying attention, finding ways to get in front of him and get those fouls and get those freebies.
For him and his team, you saw 32% of their points in the tournament, Mo, have come from the free throw line, a lot of them courtesy of that guy. As a team in the semifinal, they were 35 of 42 from the line.
And he's just hard to contain. He's got such great body control, change of speed. Wasn't it fun talking to him after the shoot-around today? Just great personality, future leader in our country, and he is a leader on the court as well.
Mayock going strong, gets it to go. Now the sophomore from Berwyn, PA, out of the Westtown School. One of the top three-point shooters in the league last year at 42%. But there were a couple of games this year, Mo, where he didn't score, and a couple where he didn't take a shot. So renewed confidence for him, and that's big for AU. Kehoe on the ground. Tied up, held ball. And if that's the case, arrow favoring AU. Make sure you tune into the 2025 Reese's College All-Star Game presented by Walmart on April 4th, live at 4:30 Eastern. That's right here on CBS Sports Network.
See Mayock here. You mentioned, Jason, all-rookie performer in the Patriot League last year. Great long arms, and that's over 6'10". Aiden Kehoe, great lift and finish. Mostly known as a three-point shooter. Terrific last year. You mentioned some struggles, but he's a great piece off the bench because he's got a lot of experience and he can really score.
Talked about this American team playing a lot of players and having experience. They were class of the league for a good chunk of the year before dropping 2 of 3 down the stretch to fall into a first-place tie with Bucknell. Bison got the top seed for the tournament. They shared the regular season title. Mayock again gets it to go. Another key bucket for Mayock. He's got 4 and the lead back to double digits.
Yeah, I love how he keeps the ball so high. There's Benini, a little 1-2 step. Boy, can he get to the rim.
He can contort his body. Ed DeChellis talks about you just can't teach it. Benini now fighting for it on the deck against Jones. And another held ball. This one going to go back the way of the mids. How about the setup here?
And look, there's just bodies on the floor like every possession. Mayock, great job keeping the basketball high. That was 2 really difficult finishes. And 1, 2, get yourself to the rim. He's like a dancer. Poetry in motion. Austin Benini, is he fun to watch? Leading scorer in the Patriot League and just terrific at getting to the rim.
The guy that you look and you probably hate to see him on the other team, but you love when he's on yours.
Oh, man, absolutely.
Draper leaving off for Kehoe. And Mason Whitaker, to the senior from New Zealand, working some gritty defense, but called for the walk. Unfortunate as he lost his balance coming down.
Coach Simpkins trying to get a couple minutes from the big fella off the bench, and see Draper with a hard drive there, foul. Boy, every play is just physical. Physical. So much at stake, as we mentioned. Ball back to Navy. Watch Benini coming back in out of bounds.
Johnson instead calls it. Kim, offensive rebound. Couple of big threes early, and now that putback too.
8 big points, and he's going to have to continue to score. Navy finding a way down 6.
There you see the offensive rebounding numbers. Been a hallmark of Navy teams in recent years. Going to get second chance points.
Some Navy fans chiming in here. Short drive over from Annapolis. Navy lacrosse team here. Saw Coach Joe Amplo before the game. What an atmosphere in here today. Just electric.
Sprouse trying to break down Benini. Does! was nasty.
Wow. That is a tough guard, and threes are falling for American.
5 of 9 for a team that averages 8 triples per game, but they've shot 43% from 3 the last 3 games, and they're at 56% in the early going here. Timeout. American at home. Hot shooting. Jeff Sprouse been hurt a lot of the year. Now he's giving pain to Navy.
Hello to Zane. He's king of the pink. But oh, how his passion takes your team from level 0 to level Zane. You need Zane. Zane needs benefits. Work with Principal so we can help you with a plan that's right for Zane. Let our expertise round out yours.
Have you had your Hershey's? When you want bedtime to be a good time.
Good night, sweetheart.
It matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
You make it through security so fast, the agents applaud. Your travel itineraries are so well written, they're on the bestseller list. And you have access to lounges that don't officially exist. That's why you rent with National, where you can skip the counter and choose any vehicle on the Emerald Isle. Because travel isn't a competition. Except that it is. And you're winning.
An alternative to pills, Voltaren is a clinically proven arthritis pain relief gel which penetrates deep to target the source of pain with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medicine directly at the source. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
American acrobatics thus far from the cheerleader squad and also the team on the floor. Coming up AT&T at the half, Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Ice Young, John Rothstein will get you caught up on all the latest from Bracket Week around the country, all ahead on AT&T at the half. Well, some newcomers to the dance. SIUE, High Point, Omaha, all their debut trips. And how about Rob Crimmel and St. Francis? Man, they still must be having a good time in Loretto, PA.
They sure will.
After the win last night.
Hard-fought win on the road at Central Connecticut State in a terrific game with a last-second basket. Nothing like punching that ticket, and this is such an exciting week in time in college basketball.
For Ed DeChellis and Navy, they understand the history. Mids haven't done it since back-to-back trips in 1997 and 98. For American, last trip was 2014, and they did it on the road at Boston U, the last home win for the Eagles in the Patriot League Tournament Final, back-to-back in 2008 and 2009. The lead 9 here for AU. Under 4 left to go first half. Jason Knapp, Mo Pacera, Deanna Martin, our CBS Sports Network crew for this Patriot League men's final. Johnson attacking the baseline and a block foul called there on Mason Whitaker. And that's team foul number 7. So Navy will have the 1-and-1.
See the drive here, just physical play. Got to move your feet, and play without fouling. Navy will continue to just keep putting pressure, dribble drives, especially Benini, and find their way to the foul line on the road here. A recipe for success for the Mids.
Here's Carnegie Johnson, political science major. Can't hit the first. And Lincoln Ball able to track down the board.
Tell you what, Donovan Draper almost got another offensive rebounds. 5 already for Navy.
His first miss from the free throw line. They are 5 of 6. AU 1 of 2. Smalls. Rimmed out. Look at the dive on the tech. Lincoln Ball caught in the aftermath. So Johnson laying out for it.
What a hustle. Contested shot, and then every play, just every possession. So important here. American baseline out of bounds, 20 on the shot clock.
Nausadis will be the inbounder. Benini doing a little maintenance there.
You know, American has already played 10 guys and has 10-0 advantage on points off the bench. Matt Rogers still on the bench after that technical foul.
2 overall in the game. And he and Stevens out, 2 of the primary players for American, and yet the lead stayed comfortable. In part because other guys are stepping up, like Nausadis ringing in 3.
And the depth of American, the freshman with the big lefty 3.
The advantage bulging to 12. Biggest advantage of the night for A. Johnson open for 3. Draper another ball. And stick back.
Boy, Donovan Draper just has some motor. You mentioned the former football player just keeps going to that offensive glass. Terrific extra possession for Navy.
Draper is 9 to guide the way, bidding for his 3rd straight double-figure game here in the Patriot League tournament. Mike Woods doing what he does. That's get deflections and be disruptive defensively. Nausadis launching. AU talking about their freshman saying, you know what, he'll take some hero shots and he'll make some of them. Just did there.
Yeah, he sure will. Terrific athlete. He's the Northern Michigan Athlete of the Year in high school and found a nice home here in DC.
His second 3 of the Patriot League tournament. 6 in the opening half from beyond the arc for the Eagles. Part of the reason they're up double figure. Eric Michaels inside, and the freshman gets 2.
Eric Michaels got some valuable minutes throughout the season. Great young body. You mentioned Poughkeepsie, New York native, went to Blair Academy for a year, and big future in the Patriot League.
Navy's only had 3 players score in this game. Now that changes as Mike Woods drains the jumper. Before that had been Benini, Kim, and Draper. That's it.
Yeah, Mike Woods undersized, plays like the center position at 6'3". I mentioned earlier, he's got to be the other guy to score probably for Navy.
He does there. Extra pass out for Sprouse. Draper another rebound.
You're going to say that a few more times before the broadcast is over. Boy, does he have a knack and a nose for the basketball.
5 boards for Donovan Draper. Kim still attacking. Too strong. Michaels trying to outfox Woods, and they'll get Woods for the personal foul. Well, during the month of March, CBS Sports celebrates women's history, honoring the role of women inspiring generations to move forward together. The Patriot League led by a woman, Jennifer Heppel, proud commissioner of the Patriot League.
Yeah, here tonight in attendance.
Patriot League women's final as well, coming noon Sunday here on CBS Sports Network. Lehigh Holy Cross, Army Bucknell, the last 4 on the women's side still alive, with the semifinals coming tomorrow night and the championship game here on the network Sunday. And again, like in the men's side, at the home of the highest seed, no neutral courts throughout the Patriot League tournament. Where you finish in the regular season decides who has home court. The better your seed, better chance you have to play in your own building. And American reaping the rewards of that tonight, especially Matt Mayock, who's thriving here in front of this crowd.
Great long arms, long reach, playing within himself. 6 big points.
AU defensive pressure forcing a turnover. And a timeout for the Eagles. Little pull up for Mayock.
Yeah, great catch and physical play here. And another turnover. The bench loves it. The Eagles love it. Timeout. 35.7 to go in the first half.
Thinking of updating my kitchen? Yeah. Yes. This year, we are finally updating our kitchen. Doing subway tile and an ivory or eggshell. Cream, maybe bone. Don't get me started on quartz. Big island. You ever heard of a waterfall counter?
For everyone who talks about doing that thing,
over there,
but never does that thing,
sweet little breakfast nook.
Chase has financial guidance.
See how you can start saving to make this happen. Really?
Really?
Really.
At home or in
You
person.
could also check out a Chase Money Skills workshop.
That's guidance from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Dwayne Simpkins with some instructions for Stevens and Rogers. Remember, they've been sitting for a good chunk with 2 fouls, but Mo, timeout to get them in and get them maybe on an offensive possession here, with most of the first half maybe played under American possession with that small difference game in shot clock.
Yes, and the message in the huddle was clearly don't foul. So they're going to run this shot clock all the way down, about a 4 to 5 second difference, because they want to get a shot but also don't want to let either one of those guys get a foul, get their third going into halftime.
What a bonus for AU. Stevens and Rogers both limited with foul issues, and they're still up double digits. Rogers can't add to the advantage. Draper able to pull it down. And now look out for Benini. To the corner. Renstrom. That is a massive three for Navy before the horn. Makes it a single-figure deficit in the locker room.